Hey, this is Videobob from TexasTVCars.com, and this is my fourth Delorean Time Machine. Check this thing out. This car has some special features we're going to show you. Here's the rear deck with the Mr. Fusion on it as always. All the little details, all the goodies inside. What makes this car special is that it has a lot of extra electrical power that we've added under the hood. Here we have two Optima batteries. There's two more behind the seats. That gives us a total of 4,000 amps. We have a built-in charger with a cord that runs down, hangs down below the fender well, so you can plug it in and charge it up. And then here we have a 2,000 watt inverter for powering the 1,000 watt fog machine that we have. We've piped the fog machine all the way through the firewall, through the interior of the car, out the back bulkhead, comes up under the engine bay to right here, out, tees off, and goes out the vents. And we'll demonstrate how that works. Alright, so I'm going to go over here, and on the drive switch itself, there's a button that says rear deck. You turn that on, you get bright halogen lights that shine through the vents. Now Chris over here, he's going to go ahead and activate the fog, which will have a remote on it, but for right now we're doing it manually. And we wanted the fog to be very, very subtle and not to spray out in your face like it did in the movie, because when it's on display in an indoor area, as you can see, just that little bit of fog has smoked up the whole place. But it creates a really cool effect. Let me come back here so you can see. Go ahead and pump a little bit more out. We're just literally just putting just a few puffs. And this is what I call my indoor display smoke, because as I said, with the CO2 that's cool, but it's really loud and it's temperature sensitive, whereas this fog isn't. This fog, you can do this with a timer and have the fog come out at a few seconds at a time every other minute, and it gives a really cool effect out of the back of the car at a very low cost and without upsetting your fire marshal, because this is just simple water vapor. Alright, that's enough smoke. Let's go inside the car and check out the inside. Now, you've probably seen my other cars, and this one works the same as my other cars, and just like the one in the movie. This is your drive switch, and this is how you turn the time circuits and everything else on. With this one switch, everything activates: the time circuits, the speedometer, the plutonium gauges, the flux capacitor, the upper console, and behind me, the spectrum analyzer. Everything operates from this one switch. And the way you operate these time circuits is very simple. It's just like writing a check. Your month is the number, which would be for November 11. Your day is 2 digits, the day. Your year is 4 digits. Your hour is 2 digits. Your minute is 2 digits. Then you choose either 0 for AM or 1 for PM. So if you wanted to punch in this time, you would say 11:05 1955 0600, and then a 0 for the AM, and then you would press this enter button. It's very, very simple. Now, if you want the present time, I'll show you how to do that. Now, when you punch in your destination time and you go through what we call a time sequence, the destination time will become your present time, and the last time you entered will become the last time departed. So, by pressing this red button, which I'm going to do now, you set off what's called a time sequence. The speedometer is going to go up to 88 miles an hour. The times are going to change. The needles drop to 0, and the cascade behind us goes full on, and then it will drop down, as you see, and the car slows down from 88 to 0. Uh-oh, focus for me. It's not wanting to focus. There we go. Okay, so hopefully it comes back into focus for me. Now, let me get close, maybe that'll fix it. So, what's happened here is the destination time has now become the present time. So what we want to do to program this thing back, we're going to have to go through 3 sequences. Oh, I'm forgetting something. Just like in the movie, when you turn the system off and you turn it back on, you're going to be out of plutonium. Now that's activated from this little switch right here. Turn this switch off, everything goes dead, flip it back up, everything comes back on, and you're back to normal. You can also, alternatively, you can operate the speedometer from this little knob here. When you turn this little knob, you can make it go up or down. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to put our last time departed as the time that was in the mall parking lot, which was October 26, 1985. So you want to say 10 for October, 26 for the date, 1985, and it was at 0121 and then 0 for the AM. Enter. And that's what you get, October 26, 1985 at 0121 AM. Now, we have to press the button. So in order to get this to change to the present time, we have to go through the whole sequence. And you can see the needles moving. You can see the speedometer dropping. Now the times have changed. So our present time is now 1985. How about that? And of course, since we reset the switch over here, when we turn off the system, turn it back on, we're going to be out of plutonium. Flip the switch down and then back up again, and everything is reset. Okay, now we want our present time, which is our time right now as of this videotaping, to be in there. And our present time is January 10th. So what we want to do is we want to say 0110-2011, and it is 0809-1 for PM. There you go, January 10th, 2011 at 8:09. That is the time of this videotaping. And what we're going to do is we're going to have to press the button again, go through another time sequence. It's kind of time consuming, but it's fun! Let's watch the cascade this time. This is the spectrum analyzer, or as Kevin Pike calls it, the cascade. You can see what it does during the time sequence as it goes up and down and does its little dance. Okay, and we are back. We're back. Now, our present time, January 10th, 2011, 8:09. Now, as long as you leave that time, you do not perform another time sequence. Let me reset my plutonium levels. So as long as, if you want to keep the present time, now what's cool about the present time is the last times and the destination times, they don't change. The present time keeps the real time. So as soon as you go to that time period, it then begins counting from that moment on. And that's how it continues to keep time. So this will soon be, 8:10 and so on, and it will keep the clear time. However, just for fun, we want to change this destination time, but we don't want to go through a time sequence. So we want to go to that famous date, that red letter date in the movie, which was November 5th, 1955 at 0600 AM. And there it is, with the sound effect and everything. So the next time we go through a time sequence, this is going to drop down to our present time. But we're not going to do that. We're going to leave it. You can see the time's already changed. And this gives us the display like you saw in the movie. This is the time that he left the mall parking lot. This is the time that he was going to in 1955. And this is our present time that we can keep on there. So as long as you don't let anybody fool with the keypad or press that red button, you'll keep your real time. You can change it at will. But you can hear the sound effects of the time circuits beeping. Up here on the upper console, this is pretty simple to operate. There's some switches here, and these switches turn these on and off. And then these two switches do nothing but light these two red lights. That's all they do. Just looks cool. And then you can turn on each bank separately with these green switches. And then from here, these green switches will turn off these other ones. And all this is just for when you want to get in the car, you want to start flipping switches, turning things on and off. Makes it look a lot of fun. Now on your drive switch, if you want to turn the system off, if you put it in the middle, that's standby mode, which leaves this red light on, and that's all it does. Turn it all the way off, and it is completely off. The system is completely off. And that's how that works. Let me show you what we've done electrically. Oh, get my fat ass out of the car. Alright, in the back here, which I'm going to have to require some light. Let's see here. Flashlight here. Okay, now, this cable here, shit, I can't do both at the same time. let's see here. Anyway, this cable here connects to this cable here. This is a disconnect from the battery that runs the car and the battery that runs the props. This battery here behind the driver's seat is designed to run all of the props that you see inside here. But it is also connected, if you plug those two in, it connects to that battery, which is connected to the alternator. So that battery, when connected to this battery, is also connected to those front batteries, and it will charge all 4 batteries at the same time. But for the purposes of working at a show, you want to disconnect that. In case you run these 3 batteries down, you'll still be able to crank the car up on its original battery. This charger, let's walk around this side here. This charger here, this charges all 4 batteries if that other's connected. And if you look closely here, you can see I've installed a wire or an AC plug that you can plug your extension cord in and hide it up under the fender that drops down below. And that's what makes this particular car special and different than the others. And it is a really, really cool time machine. And this is our 4th one. We'll be doing our 5th one right after this. And if you want a DeLorean Time Machine, go to TexasTVCars.com. I'm Videobob. Thanks.